If you've been curious about an Akashic Records session, but you don't have a clear picture of what you'd actually be walking into, this video is going to give you that picture. We're covering the full experience, what you bring to a session, what happens while the records are open, and what you do with the guidance you receive afterward. Practical, specific, and no mystifying, no gatekeeping. There's a particular kind of loop I see a lot of women get stuck in around intuitive work. They hear about the Akashic Records, they're genuinely curious. They look at the page, they think about it, and then they close the tab without doing anything. A few weeks later, they open it again. Same response, tab closed, question still unanswered. That loop usually gets labeled as ambivalence or not being ready. But in my experience, it's almost never that. It's actually a lack of specific information. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Ask for a clearer picture before it says yes to anything unfamiliar. So the questions I hear most often from people in that loop are, is this actually real? Will the guidance be specific enough to be useful? What am I even supposed to ask? Those are all fair questions, and they all have concrete answers, which is exactly what we're covering today. So the first moment I want to go over with you is before the session. The most important preparation on your part is your question. The questions that work best in the Akashic Records are open-ended, but not broad to the point of being unanswerable. They have some specificity about the situation you're bringing, your offer, your audience, or a business direction you're considering. Examples that work well: how can I better receive more business income? What's the best direction for me to go from here? How can I better serve my clients? Notice what those questions have in common. They name a real subject, they leave room for the guidance to move and direct, and they're specific enough to land somewhere actionable. You can bring up to 3 questions to a strategic clarity session, and writing them out before you arrive, sitting with them briefly, tends to surface which one feels most alive or has the most pull on your attention at the moment. So beyond writing down your questions and sitting with them, a quiet space and something to take notes with are the whole preparation list. You don't need anything else. So during the session is the next moment I want to talk about. A strategic clarity session is 45 minutes on Google Meet. There's no software required on your end, so no fiddly downloads. The session records automatically, and you receive the full recording and a transcript afterward. That means you can stay present during the session rather than trying to write everything down. When the session opens, I access your Akashic Records using a specific process, and then the answers begin coming through. Sometimes there's a visual, or I'll hear a phrase. There may be a deep knowing that surfaces. Occasionally I will smell or taste something that has a specific meaning for you. So the type of channel shifts based on what's clearest and what needs to come through for your understanding. What most people notice is how specific the guidance is, and I hear this a lot in my reviews. The records answer in phrases and sentences, not in paragraphs or general statements. I love tarot. It was my first intuitive tool, and at the same time, tarot provides answers in paragraphs, like I just mentioned, and it's not as specific as the Akashic Records can be, which is why this is my absolute favorite tool for helping women get unstuck in their work. One client described it. The information that came through was not one size fits all. It was clearly for her and her situation only. Information also usually comes up in sessions that you didn't share with me ahead of time. Things I couldn't have known from anything on your booking form. And that moment tends to be when people really relax into the session and let themselves receive what's coming in. And the last moment I want to go over with you is after the session. Most people leave a session so much calmer and more grounded than they came in. They feel clear with a specific sense of what the practical next step is. One client described it as walking in not confident and scattered, but leaving feeling like she could trust herself to make the right decisions in her business. And that's what most of us are after. That internal shift is a real result of landing a specific answer that you needed. Because you have the transcript and the recording of your session, you can come back to the session as many times as you want. Phrases from the session will often resurface over the following days and connect parts of the session to situations you hadn't thought about at the time. There's also a lot of information that you receive during your session, and so most people find it helpful to go back over that a few times to pick up additional pieces. There's no deadline attached to any of that because you've got that recording and transcript that are yours. So you move at your own pace with your information. So I want to share one combined example of clients that I see regularly in sessions. So the client comes in with a question about whether she is pivoting her business in the right direction. She's been serving different audiences and couldn't figure out whether to narrow her focus, stay broad, or build two totally separate tracks. And this client's been sitting with that question for a few months. Had already talked through it with her coach, with a peer group, and with friends. And while she had a lot of information about her options, what she didn't have was clarity about the right answer for her specifically. In the session, the Akashic Records give her a clear, direct answer on the pivot, which direction to go, and a specific reason grounded in her situation. Not a pros and cons framework, and not a question to take back and sit with, but an answer. She leaves the session and builds her offers from that answer quickly, without that circling spiral of indecision that consumes our energy. And that's what specific guidance does. It doesn't replace your decision making. It gives you something real to make decisions from. So a quick summary of what we've covered here. The 3 moments of an Akashic Records session: before, during, and after. So before, you'll bring a focused question, open-ended but specific. Up to 3 of those. You'll get settled in a quiet space, and most people like a way to take notes. And that's it. During this session, 45 minutes on Google Meet, your recording and transcript are included so you don't have to write everything down. And you get specific guidance and phrases and sentences that couldn't possibly be for anyone else. So no coaching jargon, no one size fits all. It's all specifically for you from your soul's guidance. And then after, you've got clarity on your next practical business step. You have the recording to return to, and there's no deadline on getting your exact guidance. You can go back through your transcript and recording anytime. The one thing I'd invite you to do this week is to write down the question that you'd bring. Not for the session necessarily, just to get what's maybe circling in your mind named and specific. That one action tends to move something when you get clear about what it is you want to know and why. Now, if this gave you a clearer picture and you'd like to experience the Akashic Records before committing to a full session, the no-cost 20-minute Akashic Business Reset is in the description below. It's a guided introduction to this work that you can move through in your own time, a simple workbook, and a 3-minute audio. When you're ready for a private session, the Strategic Clarity session link is also in the description. 45 minutes, $147, recording and transcript are yours. If this felt like the right kind of useful that you need, I'd love to keep showing up in your feed. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.